Oh, she is my dear, my darling one. Her eyes so sparkling, full of fun. No other can match the like of her. Hello, Al pals. Welcome to Saturday Rewatch. And tonight we are watching the wonderful Disney classic Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
Oh, she is my
And
darling one.
and
Her
I need someone to turn me down. I can hear myself either from the lovely Irish lass Nanette. Of course, I don't believe she. Are you? I don't know if you'd be Irish or not.
Well, actually, my grandmother is Welsh. My grandfather's Scottish, and a wee bit of Irish along the way.
Oh, damn, that was sexy.
It's true.
Yeah, well, so you're an island girl, our British Isles, but
My mother's an English lassie.
But like I said, we have the lovely Nanette Pacelli and her glorious husband, the Klingon cleric himself, Troy Pacelli. Thank you for joining me.
Of course. So my claim to Irishness is that my dad claimed to be Irish, of Irish descent, I should say.
Mhm.
I have no idea about that, so I'll take that for what it's worth. By the way, if you're wondering about why my last name is Italian and my dad claims to have been Irish, it's because the Pacelli name is my mother's maiden name. I changed it when I was 18.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I've looked into my history. I know I'm predominantly on my father's side very like Scandinavian, Swedish, Norway, that kind of stuff. On the mama side, I believe there's mostly English, maybe a little Scottish in there. I think I saw that name Gordon floating around. So hey, got a little Gordon in me. But that's it. I don't know if I'm Irish, but you know what? This is St. Patrick's Day weekend. Of course, regular St. Patrick's Day is Tuesday, but it's becoming very much like Halloween mini version, kind of like you take the weekend and you connect them. And if it happens on a weekend, even better. But yeah. I like St. Patrick's Day. It's a fun holiday. Green beer, shamrocks, and leprechauns, and just everybody's Irish, and everybody has a good time. Let me go see who we've got in the chat here. We got Mr. Matchstick, who was first. Everybody always wants to be first.
I was fourth.
You were fourth. Okay, well, you were fourth. Yep. We got Chris P. Daniel Heron, he said third's the charm. Then I, of course, had to post the 3 wishes I'll grant ye, great wishes and small, but you wish a 4th wish and you lose them all. I always love that, the little thing King Brian says in this. Hi to KC Scott. Of course, Troy got in there. Thank you. Nanette and Phoenix Lord Asserman's joined us. How you doing, sir? Evelyn Hampton. And Sir Torin Clegane, welcome, sir. Welcome. The film, if people are wondering where it is on Disney Plus. From what I understand, though, they have the dubbed version. Did you know there was a dubbed version to this film?
I did not. Why is there a dubbed version?
The real version of the film I prefer, the Albert Sharp, the man who plays Darby, has a very thick Irish accent.
Oh, he's got a brogue.
He's got he has got a steroid brogue, and a lot of the audience early on kind of had a hard, like I said, it's very Irish. So the American audiences were having a little bit of trouble, so they did record it again. And they whoever it was that they had dubbed it still does an Irish accent, but it's much more subtle.
Tame?
Yeah, it's a very subtle Irish accent. And I believe that's the one that's on Disney Plus.
Uh-huh.
I've heard it before. I remember this movie used to be on YouTube, and I remember I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna, I feel like watching Darby O'Gill. It's on YouTube here. We're gonna hit it," and it just sounded wrong because I'm so used to Albert Sharp's voice, that real thick brogue. So yeah, the Disney Plus version I heard has the tame one, but hey, it's still Darby O'Gill is still a great story, lots of fun. Sean Connery, this is the reason Sean Connery became Bond. Albert Broccoli saw this movie and discovered Sean Connery for James Bond.
Wow.
So, God bless him. Also, of course, stars Janet Monroe, who is one of the most beautiful women that ever graced this planet, I believe, and lost to us much too early, died in her late 30s. She had a heart defect. But she is just spring. She is Irish springtime in this film. She is the Irish girl you would have wanted to, marry and set up your little cottage with.
This is also available on Prime for $2.99. Amazon Prime.
Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's available. And like
Unless
I said,
you get it the way we got it, of course.
Yeah, or if you preferably if you own it, it's better. I do own it, but it's tucked away, and thankfully, I had it sent to me. Someone sent it to me. Thank
from
you.
Across
Troy.
from over the high seas.
Oh, you found it on the high seas?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Even I couldn't. Man, you were sailing in a different ocean than me because I couldn't find it.
Mine is a bit wider a net, not net. Net.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Now, Elle, you didn't sing to me this time. I'm disappointed.
Oh, that'll be an interesting one.
That beginning was for you. No, 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 net, no, 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 net.
Hey, that works.
Yay, I like that.
No, 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 net. Have to keep up the tradition, bringing it in there. But I was trying to see if any of the other two might join us. They rarely do. I mean, they're always arguing to each other that you never want to be on my stream. You don't want to be on my stream. I was like, you jokers never come to mine either. So I'm always on theirs. I'm there if they want me, or if I can. I should say that. And Casey Scott saying it's on Disney Plus. Never seen this. I'll give it a watch after the stream since my sister let me bum off her account. Yeah, I have not been on Disney Plus since the Mandalorian season wrapped up. So I really don't even know what's on there. I have to pop on there and just check it out. I don't even know if I still have access, but pop on and see that. Let's see what time we got. Oh, 8 minutes. Let's say we'll start in another couple of minutes. If you're watching the film, where we got it to start is literally at the very first scene. The words Darby O'Gill, the little people are on, and the music starts to play. And that's where it's at 000 on ours. I don't know how anybody else's is running, but that's how ours is going to run. It literally starts almost the first frame of the film. So that's if you're wondering where to start. We got 9 eyes on us. I've put down just so you guys know, I'm not on YouTube. I've crunched the YouTube link window I want to see if that helps me not like crash tonight. But if I do crash, give me time. I'll do what I can to get back on. Usually it just takes a reboot.
Well, now that I know that we can keep it going, and we won't lose the stream because, you go out, that's good.
Yeah, just keep going and entertain the folks. Like I said, it's a lively little film. Like I said, starting dead on the center. a film that was in development for Disney since the 40s. He had been wanting to do this film, Disney, and kept up when he did it. Kept up the illusion that the little people are real. None of the leprechauns none of the people who play the leprechauns get credit. They're just known as, and at the beginning there's a great, just keep your eye at the beginning, there's a great credit thanking the little people of Naknashiga for their help with the film. So let's get ready to start here. Like I said, we're at 00, very first scene. Darby O'Gill, the beautiful scene of the town, the lovely little town. In 3, 2, 1, go. Da, 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 da.
It feels like a Disney film, right?
I know, it's got that great feel. That the music is melodic and happy. You feel like you're an Irish. Here's the thing. My thanks to King Brian of Naknashiga.
Yeah.
And his leprechauns.
And his leprechauns. And there's Naknashiga, the top of the hill.
Yeah, this was back when they did the credits at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Did they give the cast at the end?
I think they give the cast at the end.
Okay.
But I think did they show some of the cast?
Yeah, they did. Well, at least the main characters, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they named them. The song's The Wishing Song and Pretty Irish Girl.
Yeah.
And it is actually Sean Connery singing. There was a rumor that it wasn't, but it was actually Sean Connery singing.
Although it may have been recorded in a studio separately.
Yeah. Directed by Robert Stevenson, very popular name I kept hearing.
There's the one chicken running off by itself.
Yeah. The Widow Sugru, Batman fans will recognize her. She played Aunt Hilda in some of the episodes on Batman 66. Janet Monroe, look at that smile, those eyes.
Yeah.
God. Those almond eyes and that bright smile could charm the heart of any Irish boy. She's one of those great actresses that's so ugly you can't take your eyes off of her. She's just got these big, scary, witchy eyes.
It's more the hair.
Nice.
Yeah, the hair helps too.
Actually, considering her age, she's got great skin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I look that good when I'm that old.
It was sad. The one thing I found out when I was doing some research on this film, there's only one surviving actor from this film, and that's Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, yeah.
He's the only one. He's the only one that was in this film that's still with us.
Wow.
But I mean, film done in 1959.
Yeah,
it's quite a while ago.
That predates me.
Yeah, 61 years.
Yeah.
Gosh, Sean Connery is so young.
Right. Yes, Mr. Matchstick. Sean Connery is alive, after a fashion anyway.
Yeah. Retired.
Yep.
Yeah. Mr. Matchstick saying, "Shit, she's cute." I guess Mr. Matchstick has a crush on Widow Suguru.
Oh, I like that hat.
Yeah, that's a good. I was thinking that I like the hat. And I like the jacket too. The
Yeah.
almost has a little Doctor Who-y kind of thing going on.
Oh yeah, kind of. I like the mutton chops, but I can't grow them that big.
Really?
Yeah. My cheeks, the hairline stays really thin if I grow it out like that. And besides, sideburns would look kind of stupid on me because I'm bald the rest of the way.
I've actually seen bald men with sideburns.
Yeah, no,
I have too, but it does look off.
Yeah.
Well, Phoenix Lord Ezerman says it's got to go to work.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, thanks for joining us as long as you could.
Yep.
So, Al, was it Darby that you were talking about earlier that was dubbed?
Yeah, Darby was Darby primarily. I think they might have gotten a few others.
Okay, dumb question. Which one of these guys
But-
is Darby?
Darby's the one in the hat I was talking about, the leprechaun.
Ah, got it.
Had a little gold crown upon his head.
And is this version that we're watching the dubbed version?
No, this is.
Oh,
this
we
is
got the original
Albert
version.
Sharp's. This is the
Okay.
original. I think after a while, purists like the originals.
Right.
Unless you just totally can't understand it.
Oh,
Like-
look at that stout. That looks yummy.
Yeah.
Probably served at room temperature too.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the way it's supposed to be. Telling of his original encounter.
And look at that. That's got to be animation.
Yeah, it's beautiful stuff. It was filmed in Burbank. I know that. They had to use a lot of point of view kind of stuff and
Yeah.
perception. Like that one, Darby's very close to us, and the guy playing Brian Connor is very far away.
Right.
And
That's
they film
easily
them,
done.
but they film them primarily and put it together. But and so one doesn't look as fuzzy.
Yeah. But then when you see it from this angle, where the smaller person is in the foreground,
Right.
that's got to be double exposure, and you can kind of see the
Oh yeah, there are
line of delineation.
Yeah, there are periods in this where they had to do where you see the line. It's like when there's a scene later when Katie's in bed and Brian goes to talk to her, and you see some of the film things. But I mean, this for 59, they had some beautiful effects, especially later on when look at that pot of gold.
Well, that would be exciting. fourth wish. Yeah, see, I have absolutely no problem with these accents.
Give me a timestamp on it. I managed to click on something and got off of it.
920,
Thank you.
921, 922.
Wow, we're perfectly linked up, Al. That's pretty good.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, in case you're wondering, she's actually watching on a separate monitor, so that's why she's off from us.
You wish a fourth wish and you lose them all. Whee! And his name, I think, Jimmy O'Day.
And what a great little story, you know? I mean, whether you believe it or not, it's a great little story. I love people like that who tell stories.
Oh, yeah. That is his. He's got the elevated place in town by being the caretaker for the Lord.
Yeah.
So, he stays at the gatehouse, takes care of the land. But at this point, he's a much older man, spends a lot more of his days talking about his fanciful stories instead of doing the work he's supposed to be doing, which is why the Lord brought in Sean Connery's character, Michael McBride. Look at them teeth.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
That guy with the teeth looks really familiar to me.
The guy with the bad teeth?
Yeah.
Yeah, British character actors, they showed up everywhere.
I feel like I've seen him in Doctor Who.
You might have. Did you see my response to your tweet today about Wilfred?
No, I guess I didn't.
I didn't know until I looked into it. Did you know he was considered for the fourth Doctor?
Yep, I do know that.
That was awesome. I did not know that till today. What a different world it would have been.
Huh, I'm not seeing a comment on it. I'm just seeing that you liked it.
Oh, I thought
Did you forget to hit enter or something?
I thought I hit enter.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I will say my grandfather very much resembled Darby. Just give him a lot. His hair much whiter and just a normal Southern Maryland accent as opposed to the Irish brogue.
Yeah.
And a missing arm.
Mm. Huh. Mm. Yeah.
And you feel so sorry for him.
Right.
That's a great deal, though.
Yeah, at least they did, have
I mean,
a plan for them.
yeah, I mean, free home, half the amount of money you're making now. Yeah, you could still live a very, very good life.
What was the setting? When was this supposed to have taken place?
I honestly don't know. I get the impression it's like 18, the 1800s somewhere.
Late 18, early 19? Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see that.
yeah. I just,
Because I'll be honest with you,
it's timeless.
You say that he could have a lot of years. Yeah, that's true if this was set in, say, 1956 or whatever. But
Yeah.
if this was set in the late 1800s, maybe not.
I like Darby's hat. I've always liked those little caps like that.
I used to have one like that. It was a little one like that.
Yeah, I need to get one like one with like that slight little plaid to it.
And back then, all the gents wore hats all the time, except indoors.
Now, did Connery affect a different accent for this role?
I think he said he toned down the Scottish, but he's part Irish anyway.
So he probably drew on that side of his family and thought about how they talked and stuff. That does make it easier.
Yeah,
that's why Nanette can so easily slip into an English accent. She grew up with it all her life.
Well, it's true. I mean, with my mom being English, and she actually still has a bit of an accent, even though she's been in America since she was 25, and she's now 94.
God, I always wish I could do accents. I try to do an accent, and I always sound like I'm doing Monty Python.
Like you're doing what?
Like like I'm affecting Monty Python accent or something.
This is what I've learned from our time doing the Victorian stuff. You don't try to overdo it. Think about the phrases and the enunciations that are slightly different, and be sure to do them, but don't overdo them. It's when you overdo them that you become a caricature in your voice.
Right. You get that like that. You get that really high thing, which you don't need.
I mean, I'd say 80% of it is just pronouncing. All you have to do is use the Britishisms when you're speaking. If you pronounce schedule and appreciate and issue and whatnot, that goes a long way.
Taking the lift. One thing I did find out studying this, the character, the widow's son, Pony, his name is Pony Sugru, which is a loose translation to horseplay.
Huh.
Which kind of, which is kind of what the character is.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, up to no good and all that stuff. Can't take his eyes off the girl.
Right. I gotta say though, the one thing I do know is there's an interesting relationship between the fiddle playing of the Irish and the fiddle playing of modern country music, because there's clearly that lineage of tradition and heritage. Many Irish moved to the South and influenced the music and culture.
Yeah, you see it like the bluegrass and a lot of the country music.
Absolutely. That's why we do give some credence to my father possibly being of Irish descent. I mean, I've never traced my heritage on that side, but it seems reasonable.
There's always ancestry.com.
Haven't bothered.
I've always thought about getting that test done. I'm gonna wait a few years until it gets a little more
Oh,
less less questionable.
one of my coworkers did it. And she found out that she's actually Hispanic, but she learned like more detail of where the Spanish comes from, where she thought it was. It's not that. It's like a different region altogether.
Oh,
And
cool.
she was really surprised. So, yeah, it was really interesting. She's like, I know I'm Hispanic, but I always thought my family was from X region, but we're actually from Y region. So that's kind of cool.
It's a beautiful matte screen,
Right.
but I love the aesthetic of it, the color pattern, the fog, the dark greens and grays.
Oh, yeah.
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra. And the horse is pretty much unfazed. He's like, whatever.
Well, you find out it may not be a horse.
Ah, there you go.
It may be a puka.
Oh, a puka, yeah.
Don't fall in the well.
Wee!
Oh, there you go. I'm Mr. Ed. Oh, Aged Boomer's looking for a timestamp. Can you read that from here? I can't. Is that
2119.
2119, 2122, 23, 24, 25?
That's about where I'm at, too.
Well, ow. And there you go. He's dead.
He is not.
You notice the red caps.
Oh, Patrick Og.
They're high jumpers.
Oof.
I like his big old shoe, the big old shoes they built.
Yep. Talk about authenticity. Those shoes have been resold a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. There's another great film that Disney did featuring little people called The Gnome Mobile. Have you ever seen that?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, much more. It's a more modern, done in a modern setting. Walter Brennan's in it, and got a little environmental theme to it. But have to see if we can find that one day and watch it. A lot lesser known, not as beloved, but still a great watch.
I like the veins of gold in the rock walls.
And all the treasures.
Is that a cannon made out of gold? I hope they don't try to fire it. It's going to freaking explode.
I think it's just a cannon.
Okay.
They explained that a lot of the stuff that they gotten, what it is. Mr. Matchstick says Jason shows up and goes, shit, I'm in the wrong movie. Now it's quite, for someone like me, this would be a very interesting prospect. if like through the magic of the leprechaun, the fairy magic, to be able to walk again, would I give up my life on Earth to spend time here? I might take it.
Yeah. It's only a chest full of jewels.
Yeah, so that's where the ship's cannon came from. One of the ships sunk.
Oh, gotcha. So that's
one-
probably brass. It's
it's from the Spanish Armada. The Battle of Clontarf in 1014. I fought in that battle.
you fought in that battle, huh?
I fought in a couple of recreations of that battle, actually. If I've ever shown you, I don't know if I've ever shown you the picture of me and there's like a big, like, tall pile of people.
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
It was my first event. It was a group shot, but the event was the recreation of the Battle of Clontarf.
And by the way, everyone, did you hear how he said it was a reenactment? But at first he said, I fought in that battle. That's
I fought
you
in the
how
battle.
He really is.
Yep, very old. Brian Brew, what a nice guy he was. The come hither. That's what.
Yep. Cold as a wet Christmas.
I think it was a nice thing that they did, but they could have warned him.
Right,
Instead
exactly.
of just having him disappear. But and I love it. Simple use of animation instead of like all that CGI stuff today.
Yeah.
It almost to me looks better.
You notice the ground is sprinkled with gold, like gold splecks.
Speaking of animation effects, did you know that all of the Emperor's Force lightning was animation? Because I guess the actor had a really hard time, making electricity from his fingers.
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying like drawn animation as opposed to computerized. And Albert Sharp could not play the violin to save his life.
Really? Okay. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
so they had to. Yeah, they did the best they could, and to make him look like he was doing it. And then if they ever,
oh yeah, once I look
yeah.
at his fingers, I can tell he's not. Yeah.
I have always thought that King Brian would be a great cosplay.
Oh yeah.
making a lot of music with that one Stradivarius.
It's magic.
So right there, that's a classic screenshot that they use a lot. If you type it up, that's like a shot you see a lot. But I just remember, like, think of me like being like 6 or 7, sitting in a theater, and this is like 25 feet across in front of me.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. It's one of those. There's like 10. It's that group of films that forged my love of the genre. This was one. Leap the cannon.
Well, at least it's having fun.
Yeah, well, you can see how it's sped up. When you look at Darby, especially, he's like.
Agent Boomer's thinking about The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like, it would take this scene and dub in Devil Went Down to Georgia. I wonder if anybody's ever done that.
He was looking for some gold to steal.
I got my horn like right down here by my bed in case I need it. I need to like really trick it out some, put some like brass around the real thin brass around the end of it.
And you know what I'm thinking? Those at that scale, those guys could use like a pistol as though it was a cannon.
Yep. It's just neat thinking that, you're living in Ireland and late at night, invisible, running through the fields are a bunch of leprechauns on little horses.
Those are tiny little horses, or supposedly.
I've heard of miniature ponies, but that's ridiculous.
Quarters.
Well, I've never noticed before, but just looking at it, just how far back that cavern looks.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, like, how,
But where are they running off to?
It's a fox hunt.
Yep.
That was the music he was playing was kind of like to honor a fox hunt. He got their spirit all fired up. I like how the horses just look at them all coming out.
Yeah. And he's leaving a trail.
Yeah. He's got holes in his pocket.
Yep. Made it just in time.
I've had a few pockets like that.
So he literally lost all of it.
Yep. Mr. Matchstick, the leprechaun's yelling, "Charge! Now we shall take vengeance on the English."
I've always wanted to get the book this was based on. Like Darby O'Gill and the Good People or something like that.
Hmm.
Nice poutine or poutine or however you pronounce it.
So, Mr. Matchstick, do you think that's how the Irish Republican Army started?
I'd love to have a good jug of the old Irish poutine. Thankfully, now legal.
Mm.
So shocking sweet.
Yeah, his teeth aren't so good neither.
Yeah. Find some good old Irish moonshine
Right.
in a bog.
No,
So I bet she would have a kick to it.
I'll be the judge of that. Say when. Oh my gosh, that would kill somebody that size.
I know. I bet it'd be heavy. I think it was heavy too.
You know it's just water because that would burn. That would burn going down.
Like I said, the Leprechauns have been around a long time and are very smart, but Darby has his tricks.
Yeah.
This is the scene my current Facebook cover is
right
from.
That horse is and he's asking for more. He's asking for more.
Oh yeah.
It's starting to get to him.
So it's a good whiskey.
Do you realize that the amount of liquid that he has to have drunk would like literally fill his volume?
And then some.
Yeah.
Well, he is a magical creature, of course.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
So it's a magical stomach.
It must do. He's got a stomach of holding.
I love that one. He was ugly as sin, but has beautiful money.
Agent Boomer asks if I know any drinking songs. I do, but
They're all in Klingon.
I gotta say they're only Klingon, aren't they?
that's true. I know several in Klingon. And the ones in English that I know, Al probably wouldn't want me saying out loud on his stream.
I have a few CDs with like Irish pub songs. You know that I just haven't been able to get to them for a while. I used to like to put them on the time of year when I was at Borders and listen to them, and
Sure.
the customers usually pretty much like that. It always sell a few.
And he's still drinking.
Yep. 79. You're saying a stomach of Holden. If he has drank 70 some cups of that,
right?
There must have been a lot in that. In that
right. The jug is a jug of holding too. But think about it. If that jug was full, there is no way he could have, physically consumed that much. But well, maybe he's just being a lot.
And here's where he got him.
So he can't be out in the sunlight.
He loses a lot of his powers.
Yeah.
He's sobered up quite fast too.
Well, one does when it becomes important. Woo, woo. Wait a minute. Oh, right, because he can't do the jumpy thing either.
Yeah. Well, he can jump. He just can't. He doesn't have the. He just can't disappear, and he can't do some of the simpler tricks he's able to do. So Torger Gaines said, "One sobers up fast when it's important." Richard Pryor could verify that.
Right? Whoa! I'm pointing a cat at you.
It's a loaded cat.
It's a loaded cat, right? Exactly. That's kind of not fair. wow. Okay, I need to take a little intermission. I'll be right back.
Okay, look. Drinking too much Pachim, I think. Always see her. She's up to no good.
Yeah,
So Nanette, for your first time, how are you enjoying it so far?
I like it. It's actually a really good movie.
Yeah, it's always it's just always had just this wonderful charm to it.
Yeah.
Some porridge.
I can't imagine cooking on a stove like that.
I think it would be fun to, maybe not for a long time, but like once in a while. Kind of like a man would likes grilling every now and then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the sort of stove that my mom had when she was growing up in England.
I always loved the retro look my grandmother had, like this old looking gas, but it was a gas stove. But I've seen some of the ones that like you build the fire on the side.
Yeah.
And that's how you control the heat with a bunch of dampers.
Yeah, and then there are the ones where you have to take the like the burner off and then kind of stoke the fire underneath and then put the burner back on.
Yeah. A penchate. She could be a witch. I just love the look on his face when he says it.
That is some thin porridge.
Well, he puts some milk in it. I love my oatmeal thick enough I can stand a spoon in it.
Yeah, his was more like a soup. It was very, very thin.
Yeah. That's the way my mother likes it. I like mine thick. I put raisins, dried cranberries, a little bit of cinnamon, and
you know, I can go with the cinnamon, and that'd be good. But I don't like raisins. I feel they put too many raisins in too many things, and it just kind of ruins the dessert or the meal.
I was like reading I read the other day someone they were talking about like different ways to zhuzh up your oatmeal, and one of them was like a baklava kind of with like you use honey, walnuts, brown sugar.
Nice.
It's like that sounded good because I like baklava.
You know, like I like rice pudding, but I don't like it with raisins. I feel they put raisins in everything.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, I will not put raisins in it. I think it tastes much better without it.
Oh yeah, rice, yeah, but oatmeal I usually like. But cranberries, even more. If I had to choose one, I would go with the dried cranberries because I like the tartness.
Okay, I can see that. I just don't like raisins.
my darling one.
He has a nice voice.
Mm-hmm. He said this was the worst part of doing the film was singing.
I wonder why. He got a good voice.
Mm-hmm. Nice little picnic lunch.
And there just has to be a convenient bench for them to sit on.
You know, he was a handsome man.
He was. In fact, he's still my favorite James Bond.
Yeah. Well, I think He's like, yeah, he's the definitive.
I mean, even at his advanced age, he's still a good-looking guy. Well,
Mhm.
you know, most of the pictures I've seen him in.
Fireball.
My husband's trying to get me drunk. He's giving me some Fireball.
Uh-oh.
I figured I didn't. I thought I had some Glenfiddich or one of the Glens, but I didn't. So I
Yes, we do.
said whiskey's whiskey, and Nanette tends to like the cinnamon.
They have we have a cinnamon whiskey. It's done by a local distiller called the Mal Dyer, based on the legend of Mal Dyer, the witch who was frozen to death, and is it's a Maryland thing.
This better not melt my retainers.
Oh yeah, it's gonna melt your retainer, right?
Well, I got my braces off, and I'm on retainers. And it's like, this better not melt my retainers.
I had forgotten how sweet this is. That's the only reason you can manage to drink this, because I know you're not a whiskey drinker normally.
Such a little bell. But they don't have to be very big. Our church has one that's about that size too. It's called Gabriel.
They named the bell?
Yeah, Bell's name is Gabriel.
I tell him what I got in the bag is none of your business.
You talking about Disney movies while singing? So there's no singing in Tron.
Good point.
I'll tell you what, if I'm feeling loose enough after finishing this whiskey, I'll sing a Klingon drinking song at the end of the movie.
Oh, dear God, help us all.
He's actually rather good at it. The drinking and the singing.
I love that spirit she has. She's excited, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody believes it, but she's excited about it.
I don't know why, but my version keeps pausing. And then I'll lose a couple of seconds, and I'll have to find out where you're at and then match up.
You may have some system resource issues there. We'll have to look at that later.
I love this. Whip. Gives him a little glass.
Yep. And you hear him slurping it down. Just like I am over here.
Whip.
Looks like you're drinking some Guinness there.
Yeah. Can a chicken do that?
I do love the look on all their sense of mystery.
Yeah. And it's kind of better that they don't look in the bag, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I was there, I'd want to look, but I wouldn't.
Yeah. You don't want you want to keep that mystery alive.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a great story to tell then. Anytime someone comes into the pub, why do you have that glass up there?
Mm-hmm.
So that glass that she just put up, That's the size glass that Nanette and I are drinking out of, but it's got a Klingon symbol on it. I love that. That was a real oil lamp.
Mm-hmm.
See, look at that dress. This is definitely not set in the 50s, even in Ireland.
Yeah.
Aw. Hmm. I'm pretty sure I've seen that house in other Disney films. Yeah, you can hear it. His Scottish accent is just below the surface, but he is playing up the Irish.
Yeah. So you got to remember that early in his career, still one of his first films.
May have been. Let me take a look at his IMDb.
Yeah. And even before this, he was a bodybuilder.
Was he really?
Yeah, of course. Before what we think of bodybuilders today.
Wow, he did a lot. Oh, he did a lot of TV in his early career.
Mm-hmm.
So 56, he was on TV. BBC Sunday Theater in 57. IMTV 57. You know what? No. He was the previous year he was in a film called Another Time, Another Place. Actually, he had a couple movies in 57.
Whoops.
Well,
The little loophole.
No, because he wished that you could see him, not hear him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And look at the cut of that waistcoat the guy on the right has. Yeah, this has to be like, I'd say it was 1889 or so.
Oh.
Up she goes. Now, do you know where this was filmed?
California.
It was all filmed in California.
I think so.
So these are all sets.
Hmm.
Well, back then when they built a set, they built a set.
Yeah, I could not tell the difference from a real location.
At least everything I've read that it was filmed there. Maybe there. Let me double check something.
If you told me that these were buildings that were used in Hammer films like Dracula and stuff, I would totally believe you, because
Oh yeah, they do that aesthetic. Filming locations: Albertson Ranch, Triunfo, California, Roland V. Lee Ranch, and Canoga Park, Los Angeles, and Walt Disney Studios, Burbank, California.
Huh? Okay. So, Al, I know this is like the third time I'm asking you for confirmation on this, but you're saying the guy that played the king, they redubbed in a later version?
No, not. I'm not sure if they. I forget if they dubbed him or not. They redubbed Darby.
Oh, Darby. Okay.
Yeah, Darby had a much more neutral accent.
But I can totally understand him. Not a problem.
Well, yeah, a lot of people do, but I think at the time they thought it might have been a little too much, so they dubbed it over.
Well, my mom, my mom could never understand an English accent. She had a hard time with it. My great uncle Frank was married to a woman by the name of Heather, and she was from England, and my mother could not understand a word she said, and I had no problem with it. But then again, I watched a lot of PBS British TV shows like Doctor Who and Blake Seven.
Yeah. Yeah, see, same with me. I'm just so used to. So after modest returns during its first run, it was felt the younger viewers had trouble understanding thick Irish accents. The film was redubbed, replacing some of the Irish with English and softening the Irish accents for reissues.
Yeah, I hate when people do that. I mean, and I think a lot of people have a visceral reaction to those kinds of things. That's why everyone was upset with George Lucas constantly updating the original Star Wars films, This is the scene you were talking about, right?
Yeah, there something about like the blend. Her hand, you could see the bed through her hands or something.
And what's very interesting is the way they did this effect and the way they do the same, get the same in like Lord of the Rings and whatnot. Not exactly different. I mean, very similar techniques. And he just disappears.
See her head. You see the bar. You see the bars through her head. That was it.
I see.
It's just barely noticeable.
Yeah. is no.
A wee little matchmaker.
Right. Oh gosh, that's beautiful.
I know.
If you'll pardon me for just a second, I think I need a refill of my whiskey.
Uh-oh.
I don't need one. I don't need one.
I just love the look on her face. She is so excited about this. It would be such a beautiful place to live.
Oh, it is. It's gorgeous. I went for one on a trip and just rolled down that hill.
Yeah. You better watch it, Pony. It's Bond you're messing with. Don't worry, we get to see it later.
So all of that was matte paintings? I mean, because I don't know where else it could be.
I believe so.
Man. Hmm. And he's not going to. And him a Dublin man.
which is even funnier because Jimmy O'Day, the guy who plays the king, is a Dublin man. He's from Dublin.
Well, you get that impression. I mean, there's that expectation.
Yeah.
I love that spirit too. The music of the bell, the pastor gave it to me. And that means so much to him,
Mm-hmm.
Listen to my music. And that means so much to him.
Yeah. He's such a simple. I like. He's just a simple man, and something as simple as that was just meant everything to him.
I don't think I ever got my mail in a sack.
Do people still send postcards?
Yeah, well, I got one. I got a couple this year.
I used to send postcards all the time. When I was in the Boy Scouts, every camp that I went to, I sent a postcard to me mom.
Usually, like if you're in a place and someone's there, they send you a postcard as a token, and usually it gets there after they've already gotten back.
That would happen to me sometimes, yes.
Michael McBride.
After a while, the cinnamon gets a little hot on your tongue. Mm. Oh,
She is such a devious thing. Of course, you've got it spelled with the Scottish spelling of McBride.
Mm-hmm. Look at that broom.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rustic. Oh. So, Torn Clegane, you said that I assume you mean Sean Connery. Yes, because he was in Another Time, Another Place. He beat up a gangster? Really? Hmm. Hmm. Wow.
I've only just met you, but I love you.
Things happen fast in the old days.
She's still mad.
Oh yeah, well she's Irish redhead. She's got fire in her belly.
But those freckles are so cute. And you're right, she's a redhead. I wonder why the professor's not here.
Well, he's always had an opportunity. I never did check the I haven't seen the backstage because the thing's covering it. I don't know if he
you
ever
sent him
showed
the
up or
link.
not. Oh yeah, I sent him and Fan Man the link. I always send the
Neither of
links to
them
them.
are waiting.
Nope, they're not. Nobody's there. Just us. But like I said, my film covers it. So if they showed up, they could easily have sent me a message digging me about it. So Torgay said the gangster was Lana Turner's boyfriend. Thought they were screwing around, so he showed up on set with a gun to threaten Connery. Naturally, Sean didn't take kindly to that, disarmed him, and knocked him on his ass. That's why you don't mess with Sean Connery. You got that feeling he was a tough guy.
I've always had that feeling, even into his older years. Mr. Matchstick, she's a redhead. Yes, I would say she's an auburn hair.
Mm-hmm.
So it's reddish brown.
That looks like you ain't catching me.
I remember trying to catch rabbits when I was a kid.
Ouch.
Oof. Yeah.
Like I said, she's fire.
Right.
She'll slap you with a rope.
Okay, so Taran Clegane, you've convinced me. I'll see the movie. It sounds interesting. You know, when I was a child and saw this movie, all I focused on was the little people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as an adult, all of this story is so much more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. The whiskey does go to your head, doesn't it?
Something tells me you didn't hit him hard enough. I just noticed the little Bridget crosses on the wall.
I was just noticing those two. What are they again?
They're like St. Bridget crosses. They're specific to Ireland, but it's like they're done out of like rushes and stuff.
They're made out of what?
Like rushes, like weeds.
Oh, gotcha.
Those long things.
Because I was looking at them thinking they were too big. The of crosses my granddad taught me how to make out of the palms from Palm Sunday.
Yeah. It's a similar kind of a thing, but it's Ireland, and I think it's from the Legend of Saint Bridget, or something like that.
Which reminds me, Palm Sunday is April 5th. I wonder if I should go and get some palms so I can make some for me, Mom.
That's true.
I've got one sitting up here somewhere from last year. I always hang them up to protect you from lightning.
Just the palm itself, or do you fold them into the cross?
I do both. I have some I leave, but some of the ones that are good and long and flexible, I make into cross.
Oh, so you do that too?
Yeah.
I think I've told you I grew up Catholic. I'm a recovering Catholic.
Catholics Anonymous.
I still shy away when someone hands me a ruler. No, please.
I can honestly say I went to 8 years of Catholic school. It happened one time, and it was a yardstick.
Yep, me too. Me too. Right on the hands. Yep. Ouch.
Sister Marie.
Although Sister Crescentine also used to grab me by a little tuft of the hair or by the ear, and she'd do I guess you'd call it a noogie, when I wasn't listening.
No, she didn't give me an Indian burn. Those hurt.
So I'm going to share something with you. As I'm watching this, I'm getting lots of ideas for what I want to do in my next D&D game.
Oh, no.
He warned her. She didn't listen.
And of course, something even worse. This scared the living crap out of me when I was a kid.
Is that supposed to be a Banshee?
The Banshee. And if you look, she is combing her hair like she is supposed to be.
Oh, they put thought into this.
Yeah. They filmed her in white and then did the negative and then a couple more tweaks to give it kind of a blurred outline.
Agent
Few enemies.
Boomer is asking us, have you ever heard the cry of the Banshee?
Not that I know of.
I'm not sure that one can live to tell the tale.
Well, anyone can hear the cry of the Banshee. It just means someone in your family is going to die. Could be anybody. Could be you. Could be, a kid. But if you hear the cry of the Banshee, then they're coming. Well, she's not coming. It's just she's foretelling it. The poor Darby looks so sad.
Yeah.
He has those great sad eyes.
You know who else does? The bloke that plays Wilf, the one that you were talking about earlier.
Bernard Cribbins.
Bernard Cribbins, yes.
I didn't know he had his own show back in the 70s.
Yes, he did. I never saw it myself.
Called Cribbins. Cry the Banshee again. But God, I mean, this to me, I've never seen another Banshee done as well,
right?
Or just as viscerally like this, in your face,
and such simple effects. It's really just a negative.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that's going to do a lot of good.
Oh, it drove it away.
No, she's leading him away. I do remember this from when I was a child. My mother said, "Why doesn't he make the sign of the cross?"
Was it the close to bar, the death coach?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Do you get the impression that the king really didn't want to do that?
Yeah, you do, because he likes Darby.
Yeah, I agree.
Like he said, Darby's the one who is. He respects the little people. Yeah, he likes the little thing. I think what they call the Dulhanen, the headless guy.
Yeah. You're with me. Well,
would be, as far as trips to the next world go, it's not a bad way to go.
No, I agree.
But adding insult to injury is now raining on him.
Yeah. It's like the sky is weeping for him.
It seems like a nice coach to ride. You're absolutely right. It's better than riding the barge across the river of the dead, full of Koskari trying to pull you down under. Sorry,
Or
mixing
crossing
my
the,
mythologies. That's Klingon.
crossing the river Styx in a little bit with Charon.
Sharon, yes.
Charon, Charon. I've heard both. Charon, Charon.
I have to. Oh,
Molly.
yeah. Oh,
Yep.
that's how he'd be in peace.
Yeah.
Knowing that.
Yeah, he'd be. I like how he just knows they're going to be together.
Mr. Matchstick mentions Sharon too. In Klingon mythology, there's a figure who's very similar to Sharon. He's called Kotar. He was the
And I-
first Klingon.
Oh,
He slew the gods, and as a punishment, he was forced to pilot the barge of the dead.
and there the old trickster got Darby again.
And you were not a Superman.
Ha 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 ha.
Darby, you missed your horse.
Oh, I'm getting
Fine, Darby, my friend.
someone. I'm hearing stuff over.
Oh, I think I might have turned it up a bit too much. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm hearing dialogue and stuff.
There you go. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I would apologize for getting you demonetized, but you're not.
But I ain't got no money. As long as they don't, ban the video, so just to be able to keep it up.
right.
Okay, that little guy is tough. He stands up to him all the time.
Judge man not by his size. Oh,
I love Darby's reactions here.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, gosh. Oh. There you go.
He's enjoying the fight now. 2
Oof.
and out. Oh, that poor Booze, all going to waste.
And nobody here begrudges him a lick.
Mm-mm.
Aw.
No other can match the likes of her.
It's clearly his voice. I mean, you can recognize it quickly.
Mhm.
But I was right. It was recorded separately and
Yeah.
over. Oh,
And that is Darby O'Gill and the Little People, one of my favorite movies of all time.
that just tickled the little memory buds in my mind.
Yeah, I mean it's just it's pure magic. You know, it's the film that got me, one of the films that got me into this. There's like just that little list of films that for you know, my formative years.
Mhm.
that and like I said, Dr. Lowe and Time Machine, the George Powell version.
I don't remember the details of the story from when I was a child, but I remember the feelings, and I remember being very upset that Darby was, I'm essentially dying, you know, and that really that self-sacrifice, you know,
Mhm.
really kind of stayed with me, always has.
But it's a Disney film, so it has to have a happy ending.
So yeah, well, back then
Well,
it did.
yeah.
Nowadays,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
knows?
You never know for sure. But I mean, it's just a beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful little film, and it's just perfect for St. Patrick's Day. You know, it's full of the Irish, and
And we don't have to hear a bunch of people talking about how this is a terrible film because of all the stereotypes and blah 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 and yeah. Nobody cares about that.
yeah, no one cares. It wouldn't have worked. Like I said, the one thing about redubbing it, it doesn't work for me because you need those thick accents. That's what really makes it stand out. You know, you
Yeah.
got to have the little leprechauns, and you know, it's so you. It's not making fun of. It's honoring the stereotype.
There was
It's honoring
there was
tradition.
there was a great deal of veracity to it, verisimilitude.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, they went out of their way to be accurate in many ways. Although
Yeah, I mean,
they're
beautiful.
too.
Well, like I said, for being filmed in California, and I mean, California is a beautiful. Well, it was. I don't know if it is now, but you look there, you like you said, you have a hard time believing it wasn't filmed in Ireland.
You're absolutely right. That's why I asked you a couple of times. Are you sure?
Mhm.
So that's very interesting. So here's what I want to ask. I see 8 people still watching,
Mhm.
and I'm feeling pretty loose. And I did mention that if you were interested, I would be happy to sing a Klingon drinking song for you. So if
Sing us a bit of a shanty.
so if you'd like to hear me sing a Klingon song, type Klingon into the
Type Klingon in the chat. We'll see
I will
how
sing
many people want to hear a Klingon drinking song.
I will sing a Klingon drinking song, and I will translate it for you after.
So how many? Just type a K if you want it.
That would be fine.
Nanette really wants it.
She knows this song, though.
Casey Scott said, "Do it."
Casey Scott saying, "Do it,
do it." Yeah,
David said, "Yes."
do it.
I don't see
That,
a single.
go for it.
Klingon.
Klingon.
Amen. Okay,
Gosh.
I'm doing it. Hold on. Let me finish my drink. Oh. There we go. Ich Tag als Destach ihr, ich doch Tosch, Gospas, Traubeitig, ich Pastas, Moschas, Pusch, Jat, Hellish, More, The translation should be, and the blood was ankle deep, and the river
strong and crimson red on the day above all days, when Kalis slew evil Lord dead.
Very good.
Andrea claps for me. Thank you.
I'll take a swig. I'll take a swig of my lemonade.
Is it a hard lemonade?
No, sadly no.
Okay. Yeah, you and alcohol. There's that thing. There you go.
Just my regular Crystal Light lemonade that I have at night to keep me whistle wet.
Fair enough. I expect to listen to this again tomorrow and hear myself sing and know that I was very drunk at the time.
Okay, so yeah, that is the one for tonight. So this week coming up, we have office hours on Tuesday night.
Absolutely.
We have we have the next few chapters, I think through chapter 10 of Dark Force Rising.
Mm-hmm.
And on Friday night, I do believe the Fan Man's going to do something, probably a Fan Man tonight.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be another flick this quick. I rhymed. And next Saturday, the Professor Geek channel will be bringing us a rewatch of Joss Whedon's Dr. Horrible sing-along blog, and we will have special guest sound engraver who is
so bummed we're
and the Pacellis aren't going to be there. So yes, they are ceding their week to the Professor.
We are having dinner with some friends that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. So, but it's a noble cause. I was so looking forward, though, originally to being able to virtually meet Sound Engraver. I've become a big fan of her.
Yeah, I will admit the way she does her stuff. It's very relaxing, and then the music kind of it's kind of like that. I liken it to like Tangerine Dream.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Absolutely. Yeah. Did you see her or did you listen to her video about, or I guess you've watched her video about where she was talking about ASMR, and she was saying, "No, I'm not going to be doing ASMR." She does it. She does it without doing it. Without realizing it, she basically does. It's she has a very soothing voice, and with her music and her delivery, it just relaxes. It just hits a chord. It relaxes you. So she even said that's awesome. That she has synesthesia. I'm starting to slur my words. Synesthesia. I wonder why. Synesthesia, of course, being when you receive one type of sensory input and it has an effect on you on the other, which is exactly what ASMR is. Right. And she was saying she experiences that, and I'm sitting there going, all of us get ASMR from the way she talks or music and so forth. She doesn't even realize it. Speaking of ASMR, and I know it's unintentional ASMR, but it's kind of become the best kind. That there's this guy called Haircut Harry. He has a channel, and what he does, he goes all over the world and gets like shaved. Oh, okay. Like a proper straight razor shave, facial massage. Yep. And there's very little talking, and it's all you're just watching this guy get a shave, and I'm like, I just get relaxed thinking like, man, I wish I had getting a shave like old-fashioned shave like that. Have you ever been to a barber and gotten a shave and a haircut? In the traditional sense? Not the sort of. Yeah. Not like there was the one time when I was first had my beard kind of grown in. I was 18. Yeah, I was 17, 18. I was in my final year of college, my final year of high school, and I was growing. I've had facial hair ever since then. Sure. And
yeah, trim it. But then I when I remember seeing the Three Musketeers Disney film,
Yeah.
and I was like, I wonder what I would look like with that goatee look, that. And so I asked the barber to do that for me, and he used the straight razor, and it's really cool. I mean, it was really cool, and it came out, and I was like, wow, it kind of looks good. And that's what I've always kept.
And
I've kept that. I've kept that ever since.
So my father, who I was talking about earlier, being Irish, he actually was, still is a barber. So he used to cut my hair all the time, and it's just such a relaxing thing, when you get your hair washed and then you get your hair trimmed. I remember when I had hair, and I guess a lot of the ASMR videos are, they try to replicate the sounds of cutting hair, microphone and stuff, because I guess it's very common.
And you'll see like some of the ASMR ones who are doing the, like pretending they're giving you a haircut or something, and that like click, that little click 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 click.
Yep, exactly.
Although I will admit, one of my favorites, I can't remember her name, but it was an ASMR of her cooking you breakfast. And she cooked a breakfast. She was cooking an egg and bacon, and she had a pancake, and she was mixing it. She started mixing everything up, and I was sitting there as I was watching. I'm going, she does not do this often.
Yeah,
because you could either that or she just was kind of nervous to do it on camera.
Sure,
but it was just so fun to watch.
And
it was very calming. It was just because if you've ever been to like a Benihana restaurant, I love watching the guys cook.
I love Benihana. It's my favorite restaurant.
And if you go and like I said, YouTube has plenty of like Asian street food, and like them preparing sandwiches and fried rice, and it's amazing just to sit there and watch it. It's just so calming, but I love that. I love to see them do all the little tricks and making stuff. And half time I'm like wondering, I wonder what they used on that. Oh, I think I can make that. I know I can make that. What was that odd condiment they put? I don't know what they're putting on, so I don't. I wish they would give.
I actually
say what it is.
An Asian dish for Nanette tonight.
Oh, what was that?
It's called beef. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Bulgogi.
Let me see.
You try. I worked from a recipe.
Beef bulgogi bowls.
Yeah, it's a Korean dish.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you were trying to say beef bolognese, and I'm like,
no.
But I was like, wait a minute, that's not Asian.
No.
No, it's like we got a free trial of what's it called? HelloFresh. And they let us try 3 meals for free. And
okay.
So this was one of them, and it's actually really good. We decided that we're going to treat ourselves to this like once a month. Or I'm sorry, I think we decided twice a month. We're going to do this. So they send us 3 meals, which is enough for 2 people, and we're going to have that twice a month as a treat of not having to actually go out and buy stuff. And they have literally everything that you need in the pouches and stuff they send you. So they give you the vegetables at the right portion size, and
so it's like it's not fresh food. It is.
It's
it is fresh.
Yeah, like fresh vegetables, fresh everything.
Okay. Cucumber that you have to, peel up. And
you have to. Oh, okay. So I'll say they send you the ingredients, and you have to.
Oh, absolutely. And you cook.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I just want to point out that that here on Big L Presents, this is not a sponsored video. We're just sharing about this thing because we enjoyed it.
Sharing a life anecdote.
Exactly.
And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I can share a link to it on my Facebook page, and you can get
following the net. You should be.
Yeah. I always like. Now it wasn't a thing, but I always liked it when we used to get Schwann's. It's like frozen food. They had like little personal size pizza, little pan pizzas, or
What's really nice this
you
is,
know, chicken and all kinds of stuff. But
for me, what I found was great was this HelloFresh. I guess all of their recipes are in my Fitness Pal. So as I track my calories, I just type in the recipe I had that night, and boom, it's there. You know.
very cool.
And
Yeah,
it-
I've seen some of those. I've seen some of those services that are pretty cool. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for them to have the what's it called, Grubhub, where like
Mhm.
you could get fast food delivered to you.
Yes.
Like, but they don't do that down here yet. Oh God, if they ever did, I would be in trouble.
Do you have oh, what is that service, the ride sharing service?
What, Uber?
Uber. Do you have Uber down there?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if there is an Uber, somebody that does it.
Many restaurants are starting to use Uber Eats,
Yeah,
where you an Uber driver will deliver the food to you from.
I'm sure. As time progresses, they will eventually start doing it down here. I'm surprised that we have a few, like our Chinese restaurant, Happy Dragon. You know, just I'm surprised they don't deliver. I would love them to deliver because I'd do Chinese once a week, easy. I love Chinese food, like official Chinese food.
Yeah.
But that was our show for tonight. A little Irish celebration for St. Patty's Day. Like I said, we told you what's coming up in 2 weeks on the 28th. You have seen me a week back, right? That we could do the 28th and do Flash Gordon.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course, the great Max von Sydow, who was a great actor and just so great as Emperor Ming and Flash Gordon. But we've always wanted to do Flash Gordon, and we're going to celebrate him and Freddie Mercury with Queen's music in this. And although he's still alive, the great Brian Blessed
Savior of
as
the
Prince Voltan.
And
God,
Tim,
just such a great film.
who is that James Bond? Tim, what's his name?
Timothy Dalton
Dalton, yeah.
as Prince
My
Baron.
least favorite James Bond.
Yeah, I actually always liked him. I liked him a little bit better than Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan. I'm going to defend Pierce Brosnan. I think it was what he had to work with more than himself.
Yeah, and like I said, it's literally like I said, it's nitpicking for me because I literally like all the Bonds. I mean, there's not a Bond I really don't like. It's just a matter of like, this guy is my Bond,
I'm the weird
one. Although in my adulthood, Sean Connery is the James Bond, but when I was growing up and a teen, my Bond was Roger Moore.
Yeah.
Because that's the first ones I was gotten to, but that was before I'd seen everything. But I'll always have a soft spot for Roger Moore because he was the Bond I grew up on.
No matter who's your James Bond.
But anyway, we shall see, like I said, we'll see you on Tuesday night. And who's ringing me? So after.
It's finally the professor. He wants to see the redhead.
Yeah, it's too late. The movie's over. You missed her. She ran off with James Bond.
Oh God, I'm getting all kinds of messages now. Oh, Michael. So after Luke and Obi-Wan, which 3 Jedi are out of your top 5? And Al, what's your complete top 5? Name any from Disney continuity, and I'll cut you. God, you just, God, I get it. You don't like the Disney Star Wars. God.
Okay. On another note, I just put the link for the HelloFresh on my Facebook page. So if you're not a friend of mine, become a friend of mine. What the heck? And follow that link, and you can try out the HelloFresh. The meals are awesome. You actually can pick what type of meals you want. Be aware, though, that there is like 1 row of meals at least that they have an added price. Skip those ones and choose something else where it's just included in the initial thing. You'll see there's no price on the bottom of the meal itself. So those ones without the price, those ones, any of those ones could be added to your free thing, and you could pick 3. So check it out. Get a free thing. It's going to ask you if you want to continue the subscription. I think it asks you for a credit card up front, but after you get your free meal, you just go to your account settings, you cancel it. You don't have to get anything else, and they won't charge you.
But
Very cool. Very cool.
To be like we did. They sucked us in because the food has been so good.
Yeah.
they pulled you right in.
Yeah, that's why we try to treat ourselves twice a month with this, because it's easy to put together meals and we don't have to shop. And it's actually
Yeah,
pretty cost effective.
Especially with everything that's going on nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh,
The less you go out, the better.
It's
Although I think people are, I think people are like flipping out a little too much. But
gosh, yeah.
come on, I mean, yeah, try. They'll get a hold of it. It'll calm down. People were flipping out about SARS and Ebola and everything else, and everything turned out fine.
Well, it's like, remember when AIDS was a big thing?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's flipping out about this thing, and you know what? Yeah, you catch it, you get treatment for it, and you go better. If you've got it, you just get treatment for it.
I'm
And
going to share a link on my Facebook page. I'm not going to share it here, but I'm going to share a link. Dr. Mike did a great video about, just being honest about what's going on with CV and the statistics and stuff. And he's basically saying, don't lose your mind, folks. It's not, you should always be taking certain precautions, but there's a lot of misinformation out there. The tinfoil hats are starting to come out like crazy.
Yeah,
and that just bugs me.
yeah. But just stay safe. Wash your hands. Just be careful. That's what you should be doing anyway. Don't kiss people you don't know. Duh.
All in perspective,
Yeah, just stay chill. It will pass.
There's less lethality to this disease than there was with SARS and what was the other one? I forget. A couple
MRSA?
Was it MRSA? I mean, those have like 20 and 30% mortality rates. This one only has about 2%.
Yeah, it's 2% so far. But but anyway, just be careful. And like I said, they can't demonetize us for saying the evil coronavirus name.
Well, you said it.
I don't care.
I'm saying
COVID-19 or whatever.
What a mess not to be able to say that on YouTube and share information about it. I mean,
Yeah, you will. I think is it actually true that people are getting demonetized if they say the word?
I am not, just like you. I've
heard it. I don't know if it's true. First, I don't care. Like I said, I don't get.
You don't have to worry about it, right?
So I'm not worried about it. But I think it'd be dumb. I mean, if you're not stopping half the stuff that people are talking about on YouTube, then I don't think there's any reason you can't say coronavirus.
Right.
But with that, let's like to wish everyone a very happy rest of the weekend, a very happy St. Patrick's Day, and like I said, just follow me, follow at Troy Pacelli, follow Nanette, follow the Professor and the Fan Man, and just keep showing up, and we'll just keep having fun. However many show up. So thanks for joining us, and take care of your leprechauns. Just watch out. Don't throw out your mouthwater, and watch out for those little swirls of dust. So take care, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Love you all. Cilantro.
Bye.
Bye.